Hi guys, so today I have some new, hopefully fun tools to try out. I picked these up on Amazon, so I'll have links in the description box for them. Those will be affiliate links. They are sold in other spots, but I got the bundle deal and that turns out better for me instead of possibly waiting for, I don't know what. But a lot of sites don't have all three sizes. So these are the Beadsmith one-step loopers. They came out with these several years ago, probably, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years ago. I just never picked them up because I don't do a lot of this kind of thing, but now that I'm getting back more into my beading and really to make like cute dangles and things for like my traveler's notebooks or different things, I decided to pick these up. So these are all three sizes. Let's see, 1.5 loop, which I have a feeling I'm gonna like the 2.5 millimeter because it's just like a medium size, and then the 3 millimeter. So they are sold separately and they're also sold as a bundle. Like I said, on Amazon is where I got them. They also have them separately. And so I just want to try them out. So what we're going to do is grab some beads and things, and basically what it does is it makes this little loop for you. It has some machining oil, as you can see, because it's a little oily there. Some people were talking about how it's kind of far apart. I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but like I wear a size, 7.5 here, so I don't know what that means. But they're pretty soft, like it works really well, but it does have a really, really long grip, so you kind of have to start out here and bring it in, right? Maybe you can be up here a little bit more. See, from there I can grab it. So I guess it just depends where you're holding it. And yeah, in just one step it's going to cut your wire and make that loop, which is awesome because normally I'm pretty good since I've been doing beading since probably, I don't know, 25, probably more than that, years. I have a good idea of how long this needs to be before you bend it to make your loop, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Actually, I'll show you kind of what I normally do with just a regular 3-in-1 plier, and then we'll go and try out this loop. So it's super simple. You're just going to put your little end of your wire through there, and if it's long enough, you can go throughout this hole, or if you're already at the end of the wire, you can just pop it in there. And it will cut off the excess and make your loop all in one pass, which is awesome. So we're going to try all of them today. I did bring out, let me see, some different things in here. Oh, I think these are short already. Actually, well, that doesn't really matter, but we can try something out. Let's try a head pin that's already kind of short. See how it does. And then we'll try out a few of the longer ones, because that's really what I need. And I have some head pins and some eye pins. It doesn't really matter. You're working on the other side of it, but I need some of these. Probably using eye pins today. And some of the beads I have are really big, the holes, so I'm probably need some end caps. Like, it just depends on, well, with the eye pin, I guess it doesn't matter because that holds on pretty well. But let's check some of those. Maybe I'll grab some more head pins. What I'm curious is, like, whenever I have like a leftover piece like this is just an extra piece, because whenever you have these really long pins that are like 3 inches, you always have this extra piece, and I hold on to it just in case I want to make something else. So we'll try and make, we'll have that pretend to be wire, because if you have a ton of wire, you can also make your own little connecting pieces, and you can also use this to make ear wires, if you want to make that loop at the end of it to hold on to pretty stuff. So we're going to try a few different things. So let me grab some different beads. I'll bring them out and I'll be right back. So I have these Hobby Lobby beads, and I guess people call these bubblegum beads. They're really big and bright. Well, this is a monochromatic design, black and white here. But I'm going to grab a few of these, and these have really, really big holes. That's kind of why I got the bead caps, because these are ridiculous. I want the heart one, so I'm just going to pop out some different beads. And I want them all the same so we can see the different sizes, and that may help you know which plier you like the best, or that would make most sense for you. So let me grab some beads and I will be right back. That's the one I want, actually, this one right here. And then I'll grab a couple of red ones, but they're all the same size, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I said all the same size. These are almost the same size. You see these two are a little bigger. These are the same and these are the same, but they're different from each other. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to have to get a bead cap and put that in there. Hopefully this bead cap is big enough to look not silly on here. That's okay. And you can put another bead cap on the other end if you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it on the bottom. So that's one of them. And I'll do the same thing for these other guys. If I'm using a bead cap, then I'm definitely just using a head pin where it's flat on that side. And here's another. So bead caps come in different sizes, so you definitely want to get the one that works for you. These are a little bit flexible, so I can kind of push it and it fits in there better. So that's probably what I'll do for both of these, just kind of give it a flex. As you can see, now it fits on there real well. And then these guys, let me see if that'll stay. Ooh, see, that's dangerous because it's not going to come through, but it is right at the end there, but it should be okay. So I'll do eye pins on those, head pins on those. And one other thing I wanted to show you guys, which I think is fun, is, I don't know if well, maybe I'll go with white. I have these little pom-poms, and what you can do is get one of these guys and just stick it in your pom-pom here. So what you're going to look for is the center, because let me show you. Like, let's say this is my pom-pom, and I just shove it in there. Now, that goes in there really easily, but it also pulls out really easily because I just went through the center. What you want to do is find where that is. I don't know if you can see in there. Oh, gosh. There is like a little string that's holding this thing together. Push it through that way and make sure you're coming out basically the same area, and it gives you some resistance so that when you pull this in, it's much harder. Now you can just open it up and put a little hot glue, and I'm using an eye pin for a reason because it's bigger than the head pin. And now we can make a little dangle that's a little puff if you want. So I just thought that was fun. Let me open these guys up and we'll try them all out. Okay, so just to start, we're going to start with a 1, which these are all going to be different now, and that doesn't bother me, it's okay, but obviously for your project you want to keep them pretty much the same. And we're going to come in here, you're going to put the wire right under these little posts, like right in here, and it's going through, and there's a little hole here that you can bring it all the way through because my wire is longer than you want, and you want to butt your bead right up to this little machinery here. And all you're going to do is keep squeezing and let it go. Now, that was really fast and easy. We have this little extra piece here. And sometimes it doesn't close up all the way. It depends, but look at that. And that is a 1.5. That's probably comparable to what these guys came with. Look at that. Very similar, but not exactly. But there you go. And then if you want to close it up more, like right now it's a little bit open, just pinch it right. And that's it. Okay, so we have that guy. A little bit loose. I don't know if you can see how it's going to fall right back through. So this 1.5 is probably too small for this project because of these beads, right? The hole is really big. So that's the 1.5. I'm going to try another one out. I might have to replace those to make it work. Let's try the 2 1/4, 2.25 millimeter. Again, right through here, right underneath those little posts, going through the hole. Bring it right close. I'm holding it here just to keep it nice and tight. And there you go. Oh, I like that one. I knew it. I was like, you know, whenever you buy something and there's a small, medium, or large, or like there's a medium size, I'm like, the medium size is probably what's going to be the best. And yeah, I like that. I like that size a lot. Look at that. So let's see what an original one was like. And of course, you know, different companies make things different. These are Hobby Lobby, was it? I forget what they call their generic, just their basic line, like something Treasures or something. But look how much bigger this one is than this guy. So this is probably much closer to what the, was it 1.5 millimeters doing, but I like the size of this one. As you can see, it's not falling through. So that's a plus. And on this guy, let's do the 3 millimeter. So again, we just slide it through here. They're very easy. I feel no resistance. Oopsie. When I go to actually make it. So again, I'm holding this really nice and close and tight. And it's going up. It's bending. And oh, I like that too. I do like the 2 1/4 the best. But that's really cute. Look at that. Okay. So now we have these different ones. This one I'll do a 2 1/4 just to finish it off. So I'm going to bring it through here. Oopsie. And I'm just buttoning it up as close as I can because it's a little puff, so that is so awesome, you guys. That is so awesome. And there it is. Okay. So let's do a quick look at the different sizes here of the little hole. I'm trying to hold these in a way that, let's show you the smaller to the medium size to the larger size. I don't know if you can see those at all. So there's a little guy, the 1.5. This is the 2.25, and this is the 3. Hope you can see the different size there. I think the medium size is definitely, if you're looking for one, I would go with that medium size. Okay, what I think is kind of fun is I wanted to, like this piece that got left over, see how this might work. And you know what? I'll probably use the smaller one. So as long as this can reach into here, I'm not putting it through that hole because I don't want to cut all of it off. I'm just bringing it kind of in here, kind of in that area, right? Right before the hole, just to see how much it needs. Let's see. To actually make you, yeah, it even cuts them off. So there's that. Cute. And then I can pop a bead on, let's say, let me grab something small and put on there. I'll be right back. So I got a smaller red bead. Pop it on there. Oh my goodness. And let's see if we can actually have enough to finish it off. And that wasn't very much wire at all. I think we're good because it cuts off this whole last piece, whatever's in this loop, it cuts it off. So I think that'll help you gauge kind of what you can do or how much wire you actually need to make a whole loop. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love it. Oh, this is so cool. So there's that little guy. And you know what's interesting with these beads, or sometimes when people do this and you're making like a rosary or like something where it's a bunch of linked chains and you want one this way and one the opposite way, you can think about that as you put it in here and put it in the way that you need it so that your wires are facing the right way. And that's more advanced. But look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else did I want to do? Oh, I wanted to show you kind of how I normally do it, but let's see if that even is useful. Let's see here. Okay, so if I put that in there, and so we have all this excess, but normally what I do is I'm holding my bead, and I turn it sideways. Now you really want it like that, right? We're making like a little, and then you're gonna grab it from this side, and you know, depending on your round nose pliers, whatever you want to call these, you know, what size you want that loop. So let's say here. And I'm going to start bringing it around this way. And as I bring it around, I'm eyeballing. I know about how much I need to cut off. Also, if you want to wire wrap, then you would leave it, right? You leave it and then you wire wrap it. But about here, and then I'm going to just kind of eyeball that. I probably need like about this much. And usually, you know, I might be close, I might be way off. It just depends because you need to bring this back around. It's a little bit much. And then once you get here, you still have that. I pinch it. Now, you know, that's probably still a little too much. And that's kind of why I wanted these tools, because I was like, oh, that is amazing. Let me get in here and take a little bit more off of this. Just need to open it back up enough so I can get it in here. And I probably should have brought out my actual little trimmers. I just want to take a little bit off. Okay. And back around. Back around, back around. Come on in. And give it a pinch. Okay, so that's a loop. It's not quite loopy, but I'm sure some people are better at it than I am. But there it is. So that's normally how I would do it with this kind of thing, but this is very nice. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just finish off something, make a little something with these things. So I'm gonna add another head pin to this one, or should I put bottom? I'll put this bottom piece on it. And I'm gonna grab some chain, and we'll just make like a little dangle. Okay, so I have a bunch of things here. Some little heart charms. I have these guys. These are all from Amazon. I even picked out a little feather. Like, why not? I don't think I'm gonna use the little puff because I think it's too big for this project. I don't know, we'll see. But I did find a bunch of other fun things. So what I'm gonna do with these guys, now, I like that sometimes it leaves the loop a little bit open. It just depends on how you made it when you went to use the looping tool. But you still have to put a jump ring, and then you still have to go from the jump ring to wherever you're going to stick it to. So like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to not close it up, right? For me, I was like, oh, it's open. I can just, you know, put the jump ring on, which is fine. Sorry. But like, you still have to open the jump ring, right? So it doesn't really matter. I'd rather just go ahead and close it up while you're creating the thing. But because it's going to be harder to open up the jump ring while it's on your project, like already on the thing. And I use my other hand, and I shouldn't do that. But if you want to use another tool, another 3-in-1 or round nose, whatever it is you like to use, do that. Oh, I said I was going to finish this one off, and I didn't, but I will. So I'm going to take all these little guys and just add them on to this wire. So let me finish this one up like I had said I was going to, and I will be right back. Actually, what I was going to do with this one, this little guy, I'm just going to open it up again, that little one that I did myself, which is not wonderful, but it's okay. I'm going to go in here. Look at that, how tight that is. Okay, and I'm going to stick them on here. This is a loop that was already there because it was a head pin. I'm sorry, an eye pin. And I'm going to stick that on, hopefully, if I can. Actually, you know what? Why am I even dealing with this? Go ahead and finish that off and then add on the other stuff. Okay, so now he's going to be on there, and that's going to be with this guy. And right down the center of that. And this guy. And that one has a little guy hanging off of him too. So let me finish this off with the 2 1/4. I do like the way that looks. I guess we can do this together. And then again, it goes through that hole since we have that extra. So basically you can take your own wire. I know some people like to make their own little bits and make your own little guys like I showed you earlier. Look at that. Love it. Okay, how much of this do I want? We're not quite ready for all of this. I honestly don't know how much of this I want. I don't know, just a few inches. And is this the kind that can come apart, or do I have to break it? Okay. Yay! It's the kind that can twist apart. I don't like when you buy chain that you have to basically cut, because then you just waste that link. But it happens. Okay, so while I have this open, you guys, I'm just going by the seat of my pants here, because what I would have done is had this ready. Now, I have this jump ring. It's a bigger guy. When you open jump rings, you twist them. You don't pull them open because that weakens them. I'm going to attach them to this. And to be honest, I could have just attached that to... I'm just going to twist it back closed. And if you think you need a little extra, you can give it a little squeeze. This little guy, I could have just gotten rid of this one link, and then when the jump ring was open, added the full link. But you know, like I said, I want to use all the links. I don't want to waste them, so I'm just going to do this and use my hands to twist it back. Again, you can use 2 tools, would be better. And I'm just going to give that a little squeeze to get them a little closer together. It looks good. And if it falls apart, I will fix that. But there it goes. And I think I want this guy at the very bottom. And I'm just going to put a smaller jump ring. It's not the tiny, tiny one. But again, you can just play with that. That's nothing I ever really concern. Like, oh, this is a 0.5 millimeter or something. Or 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter. I don't really pay attention to that. So that's the bottom guy. And these other ones, I'm just going to add on how I feel like. So some larger ones, some smaller ones. I feel like larger things should go towards the bottom, but that's just me. This guy is so funny. It keeps falling out. Remember how we used that real skinny, the one? Look at that. He just wants to come out. But it's okay, because I'm going to put on a jump ring. And we'll hold him on like that. And it depends on how much you want. Do you really want to junk out your charm? Or, you know, add a whole lot to it, not too much. Actually, I'm going to close this up a little bit more. Just a little tighter. There we go. Add this guy on. That one is tiny, the 1.5. Look at that. It barely, sorry, would even take in a jump ring that's like a good gauge, you know. Okay, so let's say So what I generally do is I'll put, if you really want it junked out, you'll put like on each link, maybe every other link, you'll put something on one side and you put something on the other side. But I'm going to be a little more conservative today because I already have the ones I want, and I think, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, and then the next one's going to be up here. And you know, you just can play around. If that doesn't look right, open it up and put it the way you do want it. This little guy is super cute, so I'm going to take him and just put him on again with the jump ring. And that's all I'm going to do, guys. I'm just going to go up and down, adding character. But again, like I said, I like to put the larger bits in the bottom. I will skip one and I'll add this here. Again, I'm doing this just with my hands, and I have no less than a dozen of these like tools. I'm like, no, just keep one on hand. Cute. And I'll just keep going. I'm gonna keep adding. Look, I have this little bird cage. That's more fun. I'll probably add it up here somewhere. Maybe we'll bring in some gold now. Oh, this one has that little charm on it. You know, maybe he needs to go there. Let's say that one goes there. Just a big red bead. Don't really like the way that is situated. We'll go with this guy. And then maybe put the red one up here. You know? So I'm just kind of eyeballing what my plan is for this. And I'll stick that on. Oh, again, make sure your little the little circle that you made is closed up. Now you can also do that while it's on the tool. I'll show you real quick. Let's see, maybe this one. Do I have a stick? Okay, so let's say this was in here, and I go to turn it. No, actually, I'll do less. When you go like this, while it's still in here, you can push your wire towards that way, and it'll close it up, because you're just getting it that much closer. Or some people like to do that. You have it there, you did that, and then you bring it more this way to straighten it out. Or whatever it is that you want your loop to do, your little wire. So you can think about that as you work with it. I can do this all day. I'm so happy with this. This is just, yay! Alright, so I skipped one, I did whatever, I'll skip one. And put this guy on this side. Hold on. You can also see that with this, okay, it depends on your wire or your chain, what you're using. For me, you know, I'm going every other one. That's the very center. And, you know, this time it was on the left, this time it was on the right. Like this time I want to put it on this side. Even though I just skipped one, it's still the same thing, but it is on the opposite side. Because my chain has a left and right. A clear left and right and a clear front and back, right? The way it's oriented. So you can kind of play with that too as far as your bead placement. And I think that's a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to keep going up, guys, up with the chain. Probably skipping every other one and adding on these little guys. Okay? Super easy. Just again, just add a jump ring and put it on. I'll be back. I'm on my last one. And I did make an adjustment. So what I did was I decided this would be really cute. So I put it down at the bottom where the feather was, and I brought the feather up here, which is near the little bird cage, so why not? And then as I'm going up, I was skipping every other one. I didn't even count. Perfect. Look at that. I just did that one. So now I skipped this one, and I have one more. And again, I put it on the left, so I'll put this one on the right of the loop. Like I said, I didn't even count these, and it just ended up perfectly. I do have one little charm I brought out that I didn't use after all, but that's okay. And actually, I can pop that one on here if I wanted. Put it in here with this guy because he's kind of small. You can definitely do stuff like that. But look at that. So really fun, kind of Valentine's-y charm. I was planning on putting this on the traveler's notebook that I just created for the swap that I was holding, but we'll see. And then this guy, remember how I had made double, it had two eye pins, two eyes on either side. I just added a little charm on the end of him. And you might wonder, why don't you just go from making the eye pin, right, the loop, to adding it onto your chain? You can do that. It just doesn't have as much flow. Like when you add a jump ring from like this, jump ring, and then on, it just moves better, it feels better, it dangles better. I don't know, that's just my opinion, I suppose. But you can do whatever you like, of course. Alright guys, I am a fan. I'm telling you, I can do this all day. Just making little loops and things. I'm really happy to have them. I'm happy to have all three sizes, although the small one is probably very, very small. So, it just depends on what you're trying to make. Do you want big, loops or bigger eye pins, or do you want them to be a little finer, a little smaller? But I'm happy to have all of them. I will have the links in the description box for yours. I'll have some images, and thanks for watching. Hopefully that gives you some idea on how to use those kind of things. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.